Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honor and praise to the Apostle Elders, the GMS that taught me this truth. And Shalom to the Akim that teaches the truth with sincerity and forsaking everything, having their life daily, doing this work. And to the Akwaf, listening and learning, Shalom. Once again, my name is Ainam with GMS Detroit Bar Camp, and it's just a quick little lesson on being faithful unto death. And we have several examples on how to be faithful unto death. Matter of fact, let me grab one in 2 Maccabees in the 6th chapter. I think it's 26. Yeah, 26. Eleazar, he refused to eat swine flesh. But he chose rather to die, so let me grab this one first. First Maccabees 6:18, Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat of swine flesh. But choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such abomination, to spit it forth, and came of his own accord to the torment, as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things that are not lawful for the love of life to be tasted. Eleazar, he showed integrity. He knew it's a sin for a man of Israel to eat swine flesh. He rather chosen to die than to eat the swine flesh. And it's coming up soon. The mark of the beast is going to come upon us. And will you be as Eleazar? Would you behooved others that around you to accept death and to take on the mark of the beast, which is the new swine, or would you accept the mark of the beast just to live a little longer in this world, or would you ask them straight away put you to death, this is an example of how to live, during these times when the scriptures say people gonna be put to death that don't receive the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast. I'm gonna read 20 again. 2 Maccabees 6:20, as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance that they had with the man, taking him aside and besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such was lawful for him to use and make use, as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice the king commanded, sacrifice commanded by the king. And they pulled him over to the side and say, Eleazar, you ain't gotta eat that. Here, you can eat this and just act like you were eating it. They was trying to, still, they're trying to make it seem like he ate it, but even though he didn't eat it, they still try to pretend like he did eat it. And Eleazar wasn't going for that. As I keep reading, and that so doing that he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship he had with them find favor. and pretend that he ate it and be delivered from death. Pretend that he ate flying flesh to save his life. But he began to consider it discreetly and became his age and the excellency of his ancient years and honor of his gray head whereon was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Wherefore he answered accordingly and willed them to straightway to send him to the grave.
Are you doing it?
I'm doing a video, yeah.
Oh,
okay. It was, that's a man of integrity. He asked him to straightway put him to the death, for it's becoming not our age. He said he in any wise to disassemble, whereby many young person might think that Eleazar, being 80 years old and 90 years old, were now gone into a strange religion. God. and so they so through my hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer, should be deceived by me, and I get a stain in my old age and make it abominable. And man, Eleazar was already 90 years old. He was already old and long in the tooth. And they was telling him to eat this. Hey, Eleazar, eat this. We'll make it seem like you eating this chicken and you just pretend like you're swine. And you make believe that you're eating swine flesh, and we make it look like you eating this. You eat the chicken, but we make it look like you eating swine flesh. And he didn't want to do that, man. He didn't want to live. He didn't want his be as a hypocrite, and he didn't have desire to live a little longer, and to deceive his people, and put that stain upon his name. That was an honorable thing that he did. For the thought for the present time that I should be deceived from the punishment of men, yet I should not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither live or dead. God. Wherefore now, manfully changing this life, I will show myself such as one as my age require, and leave a notable example to such as to be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment. And God, he set an example how to live righteously, and how to die righteously for the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. What to do, to have faith and to be die manfully at these present times. And we know that Yahweh Shai have power to raise us from the dead. So we don't worry about mortal death on this side of this life, because we know that Yahweh Shai can raise us back from the dead by just saying it, by just thinking of it. And he did it plenty of times, raised somebody up from the dead just thinking of it, and he wasn't even in the same area with that person. Or he was in the same room with that person, or he was in the same area with that person. Slakia. This is 1 Thessalonians 4:15. For this we say unto you by the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that we which are alive and remain under the coming of Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall not prevent them which are asleep. And kind of again, for this we say unto you by the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of Yahweh Shem to the coming of Yahushai shall not prevent them which are asleep, them that are in the spirit world. Them are in the spirit world. Just because they're in the spirit world, they did their work. They resting. But they work's gonna follow them also too, if they held onto that plow manfully, and then forsake what they was doing. For Yahushai himself shall ascend from heaven with a sound, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and the dead and the Messiah shall rise first, and those who lost their life for the not accepting the new swine, the RFID microchip, or not accepting the jab. Brother, you gonna return back into your life, man. Be faithful unto death, man. Have faith. Put your faith, hope, and trust into these words that Yahweh Shem Yahushai will put you back up in a new body and bring you back into life. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet Yahushai in the air, and so we shall be with Yahushai. We shall ever be with Yahushai. And kind. We're gonna be forever with Yahushai. The ones that in the spirit world is gonna be returned back into life. Matter of fact, let's see here. What's up? Let's see here. This is Revelations. Matter of fact, this is Acts 1:11. Which also said, ye men of Galilee, why ye gazing up into heaven? This same man Yahushai, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. And Yahushai left. Went on the cloud, went into the sky in a chariot. Matter of fact, let me go back up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go up to the point. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up in a cloud, received him out of their sight, and that cloud is a chariot. And while they looked steadfastly towards the heaven, he went up, and behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. Those was angels. which also said, Ye men of Galilee, while ye stand gazing up into heaven, this same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall also come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. So when Yahushua returns, he's coming in a chariot, and he's going to gather the elect with the chariots at the sound of a sound of a trumpet, if you receive it. This was Revelations 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. And we have to be faithful unto death. You know, we have to be faithful unto death, man. You know, we can't fear about being persecuted or being tortured or anything, being humiliated. Just like Yahushua said, the servant is no greater than his master. He was persecuted, he was tortured, and he was humiliated. The same likewise, his servant's going to be humiliated. You just got to be prepared for it, man. You better be aware of what you got yourself into when you came into this thing, man. You know? You know? And yo, Lord willing, if you're of the elect, you be spared of the second death. You be delivered and saved out of the second death, that thermonuclear destruction that's coming. And he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit say unto the churches. And he that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death, that thermonuclear fire. You know? This is Revelations 6 and 9. And when he had opened up the fifth seal, and I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Yahweh, holy and true, does not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell upon the earth? And they constantly right now in the spirit world saying this right now. You know, they're giving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai no rest. You know, they in the spirit world right now waiting to be put back in new bodies. And the white rose was given to every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest a little while for a season, until their fellow servants also, their brethren that should be killed as they were, should be fulfilled. And some of us are going to taste death, but some of us are not. So don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about catching a death on this side of life, man. Be prepared. Be like Eleazar or the Maccabee brothers. Accept it willingly, you know. This is Revelation 14 and 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, blessed are the dead which die in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, from henceforth, yea, say saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labor, and their works do follow them. And kind of a long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, walking the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, teach this word with truth and sincerity. Yahweh Ratazah, your works are worthy to continue along with you into the next life, into the afterlife. You know. And my last scripture, well, no, it ain't my last one. Revelation 20:4. And I saw the thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither received his mark upon their forehead or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with the Messiah 1,000 years. And this right here is twofold. Some of the elect will have to die for this truth and will be raised up first. 1 Thessalonians 4:16. And the souls of the beheaded apostles that were put to death 2,000 years had not worshipped the beast. The souls of them that were beheaded, and them that had not worshipped the beast, the apostles didn't follow the Roman system. Matter of fact, the system right now, this is the American way of doing things, NATO way of life. This system right here is the beast. Neither have received the mark, neither received the RFID microchip. The mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, and soon it will reveal itself as such. And the apostles, matter of fact, the image, amen, is its laws, its legislation, the architecture, etc., its philosophies, and that's pretty much it. And you know, I got one last scripture I want to come out with. One more example of how to be a man in his times. This is about the 7 Maccabees and their mother. And it came to pass also that the 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste fine flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. They was tortured with scourges and whips. But one of them spake first and said thus, What wouldst thou ask to, or learn of us, that we are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers? Then the king, being enraged, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, with forthwith being heated, and commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and cut the hindermost parts of his body, and the rest of his brethren, and his mother looking on. And man, they cut his skin from off his body. They filleted him. Now, when he was thus maimed in all his member, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought before the fire, and being to be fried in the pan, as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed. And they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua look upon us and truth have comfort in us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to us their faces, declare, saying, he shall be comfort in his servants. And so when the first was dead after his number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, wilt thou eat before thou be punished? Throughout they ever member of thy body? But he answered in his own language and said, no. Therefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, thou like a fury takest out of his present life, but the King of the world shall raise us up, and who had died for his laws unto everlasting life. And the Maccabee brothers knew that they were going to be raised up again in the next life, and after him, and they didn't fear a dying. They was faithful unto death, than rather to eat the swine flesh. That's just another example. These all kinds of examples in this book about how to behave in such manners, concerning death, or concerning life, and this is a book to reflect on, So, I pray this video was edifying. So with that said, shalom. And matter of fact, until the next time, shalom.